bring my shotgun. Oh, lightning gonna start shooting again. Go bring me my shotgun.
Hi guys, and welcome to a new knife episode. Today I wanted to present to you the only mid-tech knife from Jean-Pierre Suchéras' range of knives. I've already made a presentation of this maker, so I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to know more about him. But basically he's a custom knife maker, and he only makes really high-end custom knives, what I would call art knives. But a few years ago he had the opportunity to develop a mid-tech knife with an industrial, and that is the result. So it's called the T3. I'm just going to tell you the story a little bit. So basically this knife was developed by Jean-Pierre Suchéras and ACTILAM, which is an industrial specialized in forge and cutting tools. So Jean-Pierre Suchéras made the design and ACTILAM produces it now. And in this video I'm going to focus mainly on the custom version from Jean-Pierre Suchéras. I will make a comparison between the two versions a bit later in the video, but I really want to focus on his version, which for me is a lot more interesting. So without further ado, let's take a closer look to the knife. This particular one has a beautiful aluminum anodized handle. So I personally bought this one because I just love the blue color. It's like between blue and green. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got a beautiful custom pivot there. And a very nice clip, which is quite different than clips that you usually find on tactical knives. Because it's not on the side there, it's really on top of the knife. First, I really like the design, it's very original, and also it's very discreet. People usually think that you are wearing a pen. What I like about it also is that it's not too strong and not too tight, which tends to ruin your dress. And also it's done on purpose, because that way you have a beautiful sheath like that. You can put it there and then clip it. So yeah, you have really some space to put the sheath and clip it in your suit, for example, which I really like, because if you have keys with your knife in your pocket or other things, it can really ruin the knife. So very good idea. Then on top you can see there's a twisted spring, which is really nice. And then let's open the knife. Yeah, it's beautiful. So it has a very unique locking mechanism. The blade is really locked, and to unlock it you have to push and it closes. So really unique. I've never seen that before on any other knife. The blade is made of X50 CR-MOV15N stainless steel. So yeah, quite a long name, and it's forged. So you have a nice swedge there, and the idea is that it's raw from forge. So the idea was to really show that it was forged and prove it by the fact that it's raw inside the swedge. So I think it's a really nice touch, and it adds to the design too. So yeah, this steel is really a high quality steel. Basically it's nitrogen doped. Usually in steel, what makes a knife cut well and easy to sharpen is the carbon. But of course carbon can rust and usually patinas very quickly. The idea is that the carbon molecules are replaced by nitrogen molecules, which have kind of the same properties, but is rust resistant. So very interesting. It has a very nice cutting edge. and keeps it for a long time and is easy to sharpen. So the blade length is 8.5 centimeters for a total length of 20 centimeters, which is for me the ideal size for a pocket knife. And it's very light, with a weight of between 60 and 70 grams, depending on the material you have. So yeah, the idea for Jean-Pierre Suchéras was to create an urban gentleman's knife, a knife for the 21st century gentleman. First of all, something that is fun to use, because when you live in a city, you don't have to have a big fixed blade, and it's more a pleasure object than really something really useful, even if it can be useful, of course. But yeah, it's first of all a pleasure object, something that you have fun to manipulate. So that's why he did this mechanism, which is very unique and fun. You can even use it with one hand, even if of course it's not made for that, but really fun. And he wanted to make something slender, elegant and modern, so something that you can easily wear with a suit, so very fine, very light, and that's absolutely perfect, especially with that clip, as I mentioned, which is very discreet. And I think he really won his bet, because it's very well done. The design is beautiful. It's modern, very practical, with the size of the blade, the superb stainless steel that is used too. It's a locking mechanism, so very secure. And it's very unique because of the spring, the clip, the overall design, the Swedge, the forge Swedge there, the custom pivot. He really did a good job. And by the way, the twisted spring is more there for the design, but it's also interesting mechanically. It gives a little bit more strength to the spring. Makes it more durable. So I'm just going to compare the two versions, the Jean-Pierre Suchéras and the ACTILAM Mid-Tech version. Now, there it is, the ACTILAM version. As you can see, it's written there. Basically, it's the same knife, but it's all about the modifications that Jean-Pierre add to his version, and also the finishing that he does. So, first of all, you can see on the overall shape, there's a kind of, it's rounded, and yeah, it's not the same shape. It's a little bit more fluid in Jean-Pierre's version, which I really prefer. So this was a few years ago, and I think that now they do the same kind of thing as Jean-Pierre, but anyway. Then Jean-Pierre does some contouring on there that you don't have on the ACTILAM version, because it would be a little bit expensive to do. Then you get some contouring on the spring, again contouring there. So that's the main difference. You also get, of course, the Jean-Pierre Suchéras signature. So it's a good way to buy a very affordable knife from Jean-Pierre Suchéras if you can't afford his custom knives. Then the other difference is Jean-Pierre Suchéras, you can choose to have the clip or not, which you can't have on the mid-tech version. Again, that was a few years ago, so maybe this have changed. I've also noticed that Jean-Pierre's version is much smoother. This one is a little bit more hard to manipulate. And what's good about Jean-Pierre is that you can really choose any material that you want, or anyway, any material that he can work with. So for this one, you can only have the white Korean version, or the carbon fiber, or the olive wood that I have there. For Jean-Pierre Suchéras, you can have a whole bunch of different materials, and you can even contact him and ask him what he's got at the moment. You can propose maybe new things. I personally went for this one because I really like the color, as I mentioned, but I'm going to show you some other ones. And by the way, I'm going to show you how it comes. So with a nice aluminum box like that. Yeah, with Jean-Pierre's version you also get a nice sheath, which you don't with the ACTILAM version. You have a little paper. So that's Jean-Pierre, that's Pascal Jodas, which was the previous owner of ACTILAM. And that's another custom version, which is absolutely beautiful. This particular one is made of onyx and gold. It's a kind of reconstitute stone. And you have beautiful red little liners underneath the scales. And it's beautifully matched with the red sheath. My personal one has a green sheath like that, which is signed. And I'm gonna show you my father's version, which has a blue sheath, and one side is ivory, the other side is buffalo horn. So my father ordered it to him, and he just said, do whatever you want with the scales, just have fun, and I'm sure it will be cool. So yeah, very interesting, black and white. Anyway, so as you can see, you can have very different materials, different finishes too. This one has the machine finishing on the blade. But this one, for example, has a beautiful hand-rubbed finish on it. I'll leave it there for this one. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it if you did. It really helps. And subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Whoa, go bring my shotgun. Oh, lightning gonna start.